Hey everyone, and welcome back to Love Hackers, your daily dose of dating advice. I'm Alex Carter,
And I'm Sophie Tanaka.
and today we are diving into something that could completely change your dating game. The
Yeah.
power of asking deep questions. You know, those questions that go beyond the typical, what do you do, or what's your favorite color, and really get to the heart of who a person is.
Yeah, moving past that surface level and creating a real connection.
Okay, so we've been digging into some material that breaks down this idea of using deep questions to build connections, especially when it comes to dating women. What's really interesting is how it's structured. It's not just a random list of questions.
Right.
It's actually organized by different stages and scenarios: crush, girlfriend, friend, even questions for texting.
I love that because it's so practical.
Mhm.
It recognizes that how we communicate should evolve with the relationship. A question that's perfect for a first date might not be right for a long-term partner, and vice versa.
Right.
This approach gives you a framework to tailor your communication for maximum impact.
It's like having a secret decoder ring for understanding what makes someone tick. And some of these questions are just brilliant. For example, in the crush section, there's one that asks, if you were a man for a month, what things would you do?
Ooh, that's a great one. It seems lighthearted on the surface, but think about what it reveals. You get insights into her values, her perspective on gender roles, even her sense of humor.
Yeah.
It's a sneaky way to learn a lot about someone without getting too intense.
Absolutely. And then there are questions that just make you stop and think like, do you think you have to be alone to feel lonely? I mean, wow, that could spark a whole philosophical debate.
It's thought-provoking, isn't it? And that's exactly what you want to do. Get both of you thinking and reflecting on a deeper level. These kinds of questions move you beyond simple information exchange. You start sharing perspectives, creating a sense of intimacy and connection.
Now, things get even more interesting when you move into the girlfriend section. The questions here are designed to build intimacy and understand relationship expectations on a whole new level.
You're no longer just trying to spark initial interest. You're looking to deepen the bond you already have. So the questions become more focused on vulnerability and long-term compatibility, things like, what would you change about our relationship if you could?
Ooh, that's a brave one.
It is, but think about it. That question demonstrates a willingness to grow and evolve together. It shows you value her opinion and are open to feedback, which is essential for any healthy relationship.
Absolutely. And what I appreciate about this source material is that it doesn't just throw a bunch of deep questions at you.
Right.
It actually gives some really solid advice on how to ask them effectively.
Yes. It emphasizes the importance of timing, setting the right mood, and being authentic. You can't just blurt out a deep question in the middle of a crowded bar and expect a profound response.
Exactly. You need to choose the right moment of time when you can both relax and truly connect. And when you ask the question, you have to really listen to her answer.
Active listening is key. It shows genuine interest and respect. Make eye contact, nod, ask follow-up questions. Let her know you're not just going through the motions, you're genuinely engaged in the conversation.
Right. It's about creating a space where you can both be vulnerable and open with each other.
And that's where the real magic happens. That's how you build those strong, meaningful connections that last.
Okay, so we've talked about the crush and girlfriend sections. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. There's a whole section dedicated to deep questions you can ask a girl over text.
Texting can be tricky, can't it?
Yeah.
It's so easy for things to get lost in translation or for the conversation to just fizzle out. Having a few thoughtful questions in your back pocket can really help keep things flowing and avoid those awkward silences.
And the examples in this material are great. Like, if you could read minds, whose would you read? Or where have you traveled and what's your favorite travel memory?
Those are fantastic. They encourage her to open up, share something personal, and really spark those deeper connections. Even through a digital medium, they show you're interested in more than just small talk.
I'm also noticing a lot of would you rather questions.
Yeah.
Those are always a fun way to get a conversation going.
What's fascinating about would you rather questions is that they can be both silly and revealing at the same time. They can tap into someone's sense of humor, their priorities, even their values.
Oh, I've got to try this one. Would you rather forgive or get even? Ooh, that's a good one.
It is. And think about the conversation it could lead to. How do you both approach conflict? What are your boundaries? It's a playful way to get into some pretty deep stuff.
I love that the material also have a ton of what they call funny, deep questions. It's this brilliant blend of humor and thought-provoking conversation.
Exactly. You make her laugh, but you also get her thinking on a deeper level. It's a great way to create a lighthearted atmosphere while still fostering a meaningful connection.
Some of these are pure gold, like If you were an action figure toy, what accessories would come with you? Who wouldn't want to answer that?
It's a fantastic way to spark her imagination and also learn about her interests and personality quirks. And for you, it's a chance to show off your own wit and creativity.
Exactly. It's all about finding that sweet spot between being playful and engaging her on a deeper level. One thing that really stood out to me in this material is the emphasis on authenticity.
That's so crucial. You, it's not about using these questions as some kind of manipulation tactic.
Right.
It's about genuinely wanting to connect with someone on a deeper level.
I think that's such an important point. It's not just about what questions you ask, but how you ask them and why.
Absolutely. The goal here is to build genuine connections, to show that you're interested in who she is as a person, and that my friend is the foundation of any successful relationship.
So we've covered a lot of ground here in part one of our deep dive into using deep questions to level up your dating game.
We've explored the different types of questions, the power of tailoring your communication, and the importance of asking questions with authenticity and genuine interest.
In part two, we'll be sharing some of our absolute favorite questions from this material and give you some pro tips on how to use them effectively in your own dating life.
So stay tuned.
We'll be right back after a quick break.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Love Hackers.
All right, so we've talked about the why of asking deep questions. Now, let's get to the good stuff. What we're about to share, some of our favorite questions from this material, and trust me, you're going to want to take notes.
Absolutely. Get those notepads ready because these questions are pure conversation gold.
Okay, first up from the crush section is this gem. Your house is on fire, but no one is inside. What items would you save?
Oh, that's classic. It's a fun, lighthearted way to get a glimpse into her priorities and values. What's most important to her? Does she go for sentimental items, practical necessities, or maybe something totally quirky and unexpected? You'll be surprised by what you learn.
Yeah, it's like a window into her soul, but disguised as a fun, hypothetical scenario.
Oh.
Okay, here's another one from the crush section that I love. If you could travel anywhere simply by snapping your fingers, what would be your destination of choice?
Oh, that's a fantastic one. You're not just getting a travel itinerary, you're uncovering her deepest desires for adventure relaxation, cultural immersion. Does she yearn for bustling cities, tranquil beaches, or maybe something a little more off the beaten path? This question reveals a lot about what truly excites her.
And imagine how this can transition into planning future dates, maybe even traveling together someday. Okay, let's shift gears to the girlfriend section. This one is bold, and it might take some courage to ask, what would you change about our relationship if you could?
Now, that question might seem a little intimidating at first, but trust me, it's a powerful tool for building trust, and understanding it shows your girlfriend that you value her opinion, that you're open to feedback, and that you're committed to growing together as a couple.
It takes the relationship beyond those initial butterflies and dives into the real work of creating something lasting and fulfilling. It's about being open to evolving together.
Exactly. It's a sign of maturity and a commitment to making the relationship the best it can be.
Okay, last one, and this one is from the flirty questions section, so get ready to turn up the heat a little. Do you like to cuddle?
All right, that one is definitely geared towards a more romantic vibe, but it's also a smart way to gauge her level of physical comfort and affection. Does she melt into your arms, or does she prefer a little more personal space?
Plus, it might just lead to an impromptu cuddle session. Who knows?
Perhaps, but in all seriousness, these questions are just the starting point. What truly matters is how you use them, the conversations they spark, and the deeper connections they foster.
So let's talk strategy. What are your pro tips for asking these questions effectively? After all, it's not just about rattling off a list of questions. It's about creating an experience.
Absolutely. First and foremost, timing is everything. You don't want to drop a dump question in the middle of a casual conversation or when you're both distracted. Wait for a natural lull, a moment of connection when you can both relax and focus on each other.
Right, like maybe don't bust out, what's your deepest fear while you're waiting in line for coffee or scrolling through your phone.
Exactly. Create the right atmosphere. Choose a setting where you can both be present and engaged. Maybe a cozy cafe, a walk in the park, or even just cuddling up on the couch. And when you ask the question, really listen to her answer to me.
I mean, truly listen, not just waiting for your turn to speak.
Right. Make eye contact, nod, ask follow-up questions, show her that you're genuinely interested in what she has to say.
And don't forget to be authentic yourself. Share your own thoughts and feelings in response.
Yeah.
It's a conversation, not an interrogation.
Exactly. It's about building a bridge between two people, sharing something meaningful, and creating a space for genuine connection.
So it's not just about the questions themselves, but the intention behind them. the genuine desire to connect on a deeper level.
Precisely, think of these questions as tools to unlock those aha moments, those sparks of understanding that can lead to something truly special.
Okay, so we've given you some powerful questions and expert tips on how to use them. Now, we want to hear from you. Have you ever used deep questions to connect with someone? What worked, what didn't? Share your experiences in the comments below. We love hearing from you.
And in part 3, we'll be back with a rapid-fire round of even more intriguing questions you can use to spark those deep and meaningful conversations. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Love Hackers for the final part of our deep dive into the art of asking deep questions.
We're about to unleash a rapid-fire round of some of the most intriguing questions we found.
Ooh, sounds exciting.
Questions that can really spark those deep and meaningful connections.
So get ready to take notes, because these are conversation gold.
All right, first up. If you could have the answer to one of life's mysteries, what would you want to know?
Ooh, that's a good one. It really gets you thinking about the big questions.
Absolutely. It can spark some fascinating philosophical discussions.
Yeah.
And reveal a lot about her worldview and what she ponders in those quiet moments.
Okay, next up. If you could travel to the past, would you change your life in any way?
Now, this question, it's not just about hypothetical time travel.
Right.
It's about understanding her journey, her past experiences,
Yeah.
what she might regret or wish she had done differently.
It's a chance to show empathy and understanding,
Exactly.
to connect on a deeper level by acknowledging the complexities of her life's path.
Exactly. It shows you're interested in more than just the surface,
Yeah.
that you care about the experiences that have shaped her into the person she is today.
All right, let's lighten things up a bit with this one.
Mm.
What's your guiltiest pleasure?
This is always a fun way to discover her secret indulgences.
Oh, yeah.
Those little things that bring her joy,
Right.
even if they're a little bit naughty.
That could be anything from reality TV marathons
Yes.
to cheesy pop music, or even indulging in a whole pint of ice cream all by herself.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's a glimpse into her playful side.
Yeah.
The side she might not show everyone.
And it's a chance for you to share your own guilty pleasures.
Oh, good point.
Creating a sense of camaraderie
Uh-huh.
and shared vulnerability.
Okay, getting a little more serious now.
Mm.
What makes you feel loved and appreciated?
This is essential information for any relationship.
Absolutely.
It's not about grand gestures or expensive gifts.
Right.
It's about understanding her love language, what truly makes her feel seen
Mhm.
and valued.
Knowing the answer to this question can transform your relationship,
It really can.
because you'll be able to show her love in a way that resonates deeply with her.
Exactly. It's about speaking her emotional language
Yeah.
and making her feel cherished in a way that's meaningful to her.
Next up, what's your idea of a perfect date?
This is a fantastic question for gathering inspiration for your next outing.
Oh, sure.
It shows her that you're invested in creating experiences she'll enjoy,
Oh.
experiences that align with her interests and desires.
It's a chance to move beyond the typical dinner and a movie and create something truly special, something she'll remember.
And you never know, you might discover some shared passions
Yeah.
or hidden interests that you can explore together.
All right, this one's a bit spicy. What's the most romantic thing a man has ever done for you?
Ooh, that's a good one. To gauge her romantic expectations
Yeah.
and maybe get some inspiration for future grand gestures.
Nice. Right.
It's a window into her romantic history, what's made her feel special in the past, and what she might secretly hope for in the future.
Okay.
But remember, it's not about trying to replicate someone else's romantic gesture.
Right.
It's about understanding what she finds meaningful,
Right.
and then finding your own unique way to express your affection.
Okay, last but not least, if you could have any superpower, what would it be and why?
This is always a fun and imaginative conversation starter.
Absolutely.
It taps into her dreams and aspirations,
Yeah.
her sense of adventure, and her playful side.
Does she want to fly, read minds, or maybe teleport?
Right.
The answer can reveal a lot about her personality
Mhm.
and what she secretly yearns for.
It's a lighthearted way to explore her inner world
Yeah.
and share a moment of childlike wonder.
So there you have it. A rapid-fire round of deep questions to start meaningful conversations and build deeper connections.
Remember, the key is to use these questions thoughtfully and authentically,
Right.
with a genuine desire to get to know the person you're talking to.
And most importantly, have fun with it. Dating should be enjoyable.
Absolutely.
So embrace the opportunity to learn, grow, and connect on a deeper level.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive on love hackers.
We hope you found it insightful and inspiring.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this episode with your friends.
And if you have any deep questions you love to ask, be sure to share them in the comments below.
Until next time, this has been Sophie Tanaka.
And Alex Carter, reminding you to hack your love life one deep question at a time.